Okay, we're looking at what are called Nyama Choma, and we start with a song. I will praise him from everlasting, everlasting to everlasting. I will praise him from everlasting to everlasting. I will praise him from everlasting to everlasting. I will praise him from everlasting to everlasting. Okay, we are looking at Nyama Choma. Nyama Choma, of course, is a Swahili word that talks about barbecue or braai. And we have big, huge feasts in scripture. And we're looking at one of the feasts and trying to make a contrast between the sacred and the profane. If you look at Daniel chapter 5, verse 1, Belshazzar, the king of Babylon, made a great feast for thousands of his lords and drank wine in the presence of the thousand. When he tasted the wine, Belshazzar gave the command to bring the gold and silver vessels, which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken from the temple which had been in Jerusalem, that the king and his lords, his wife, and his concubines might drink from them. You see, this is part of the problem with alcohol intake. When people are sober, in fact, when he was planning the feast, he didn't have this at the back of his mind. But after taking a few drinks, he now wanted to show off, that we actually have, these sacred vessels that we took from Jerusalem, from the house of God, and we can actually utilize them for this feast. So sometimes alcohol emboldens people and make them do what they normally would not have done if they were in all their right senses or they were sober. And I know somebody, I think there's a maxim that says that when you do what has never been done before, you will also experience something that has never been experienced before. And this is what happened to that child. In the same hour, the fingers of a man's hand appeared and wrote opposite the lampstand on the plaster of the wall of the king's palace. And the king saw part of the hand that wrote. Then the king's countenance changed and his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his hips were loosened and his knees knocked against each other. So he saw what he experienced, what has never been experienced before because he did what has never been done before. And of course, he was trying to decipher what the writing was about, and none of his wise counselors could give him an idea until they brought Daniel in. And Daniel then went down history lane to explain to him, your dad was so proud and arrogant, telling himself, is it not this Babylon that I've built? Who is that God? And he ran mad. But he should have learned from that. And you see that in verse 22. But you, his son Belshazzar, have not humbled your heart, even though you knew all of this. And you have lifted yourself up against the Lord of heaven. And so you can actually see that what resulted was a fall from grace. We need to give God the reverence that he deserves.